They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But what happens when BQ is back, baby?
Hit the music.
Break it down! We are live here on the Nevada-Arizona border after a very long weekend here with my brother Dan. Say what's up.
Sup, yo?
We decided that we're going to take a little time and do some exploring here at the Hoover Dam. Bird-wise, things have been a little slow all weekend, except we had this common raven flying on the Arizona side as we walked across the dam, which was pretty awesome. You know, Dan, I was telling you earlier that when I drive around Pennsylvania, I see birds all the time on the side of the road. But here in Nevada and Arizona, I think it's just too hot for them. There's nothing anywhere. But it's not too hot for very large structures. Wow. Very, very large structures. How you feeling, Dan?
It's a hot one, like 7 inches from the midday sun.
Yeah, brother. Here we are at Lake Mead. Simply stunning view. Time to do some scoping. Amazing views so far, Dan, but no lifers for me. Any life birds for you?
No, nothing.
Super distant flock of double-crested cormorant. They're all the way on the left-hand corner of that point right there. No lifers so far, but I did get 1 state bird for Arizona, and now I'm up to 5 state birds for Nevada. Pretty awesome. Hey, Dan, what do you say we make like the Mighty Ducks and change it up?
Change it up.
Let's do it. Are you kidding me? Heartbreak City, as Henderson Bird Viewing Preserve is not open this time of day for whatever reason. But you know what? That right there is a white-winged dove, and that's pretty cool. So Henderson Bird Viewing Preserve is only open in the mornings in the summertime, probably for good reason, because right now it's 109 degrees. So now we've changed it up. We're at the Clark County Wetlands Park. See what happens. But before we get started, it's about time to break out the big dog. Just had my lifer Gambel's quail run across the trail right in front of us here. Let out quite the utterance. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. Wow, lifer number 1 of the trip. And there it is, Gambel's quail. Common gallinule with chick. Preening away, look at that. Just got my lifer Verdin. This is literally the first time I've ever seen this species before. How do you feel about that, Dan?
Great.
Currently on maximum power, meaning the scope is zoomed in to 60 times and we're using the 2 times optical zoom lens to zoom in all the way to see this. This is a white-faced ibis. Not a lifer, but a very cool bird. All the way. Sweating like a pig out here. It's pretty brutal stuff. And I'll tell you what, these songbirds are hard to identify when I'm sweating, sunscreen into my eyes, but what a day of birding. Right, Dan?
You got it, dude.
It's so blazing hot out here that the scope is even too hot to touch. So I think it's time for us to change it up again. What do you say, Dan?
I think so.
Yeah, it's time for a break. Back here, baby. Freshly showered, dropped Dan off at the airport. Not in that order, but I'm here at Tule Springs Park of sorts, somewhere north of Las Vegas. I was on my way to a national wildlife refuge just north of Las Vegas, and on the way, I crossed into a Native American reservation. Being by myself, I don't play around with other jurisdictions, so I turned around and stopped by this place that I had found on eBird. And good thing, because I just scored my lifer Lesser Nighthawk. Ruddy duck, a wintering duck in Pennsylvania. Pretty fascinating seeing it here in breeding plumage. Love that bill. A fascinating collection of waterfowl here. Not sure what that is. It has a baby even. Got hummingbirds here catching flies right out of the sky. Looking like giant bees. So we've got lesser nighthawks strafing the water like they're swallows. We've got hummingbirds catching flies. We've got a hodgepodge of domestic waterfowl. Where am I? Well, you know what? Coming back out here in the evening was a good call to take a break from the heat of the day. Problem is, now that the temps are down, so is the sun. So as darkness falls and as the sprinkler systems start here, I'm going to cut out. So with that being said, until tomorrow, hopefully, stay fresh and peace out, y'all. Game on. Final morning of the trip before I head back to Philadelphia here at Henderson Bird Viewing Preserve, where it's a tepid 93 degrees Fahrenheit right now at 9 o'clock in the morning. The sole purpose of this park is to be a bird viewing preserve. Take notes, parks of Pennsylvania. Not everything has to have a baseball field in it to be considered a park, and you can conserve open space and people are going to love it. Wow. Ruddy duck again, except this time with babies. I've never seen ruddy duck babies before. That's really cool. Eared grebe. Ooh, 2 of them. That's cool. Searching for all I can while hiding out in these shaded spots here. Birding smarter, not harder. Western grebe. Black-tailed gnatcatcher, which was a lifer for me yesterday, and a very poor photograph of a prairie falcon. Not a lifer, but still a really awesome bird. And much like that prairie falcon in flight, it's just about time for me to take flight as well. An incredible weekend of family, great times, my 47th and 48th state, and a whole bunch of awesome birds. In a week and a half from now, I'll be back in the Southwest as I explore Arizona and New Mexico with Sweet Chin music. So until then, stay fresh and peace out, y'all.